I'm obsessed with Nicolas Cage. I'm just going to tell you,
Yes.
and I'm going somewhere with this because I know you've worked with Nick Cage,
Yes.
and I covet any Nick Cage story. And if there's anything you can give me, I'll die a happy man.
Oh, man.
And very soon. Yeah.
What can I give you of Nick Cage?
You worked with him in
Family
The
Man.
Family Man,
Yes.
which is like, I think it was made in 2000. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nick always had very serious things to. We didn't have a lot of light conversation.
Really?
You meet Nick, he gets in the car and he's right in. And we were right into some heavy stuff like right away. And I was like, oh, I'll meet you where you live. We'll just live in heavy. So we'll be in heavy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have any like apocryphal, light, delightful stories about Nick.
That's just making me happy.
But let me tell you, I am so glad and so happy to see what he has done.
Yeah.
And how his career, because he is doing what he wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
And he has become, I mean, he was already really, 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 really good. But I think opening himself up to all these different things and going like, I'll do an insane comedy all the way. I'll do a super dark horror movie. I'll do,
Yeah.
He's just my favorite kind of an actor who's like, let's see how many gears I have. Let's open this thing up and just have fun and just play and do a lot of good stuff. And I think he's really proven that he's like really real. He's really.
I rewatched Face Off recently, and it is one of the most insane / bananas / delightful films. And it's both of these guys. It's Travolta and Cage just going for it,
chewing the scenery,
chewing it up, swallowing it, vomiting it back up again,
and then
like a dog re-eating it. Yeah. But one of my favorite moments is, we did so many weird, odd bits, but we had one bit that's wasn't well known or anything, but it was a segment of the show where I'd go visit a horse. It was a horse's head, like it was a kid's show, and it was someone in a horse costume. And his name was Cloppy, and I'd say, now it's time for another visit with Cloppy. And we'd play this goofy kids music, and I'd go over and I'd talk to this horse, and the horse would say he'd be like, oh, Conan. And then he would say these very depressing things, and then wander off, and you'd always hear a gunshot, and I'd go, oh my God, like Cloppy killed himself.
Oh,
but then Cloppy would come back and explain what the gunshot was and how it had nothing to do with him, and he's okay. But then he'd be very depressed again and then leave, and that was the bit. And then this faux very dark sketch for kids about a horse named Cloppy, and it had a really fun song that went with it. And one day, we didn't even do it that often, but I think Nick Cage was on our show one time, and he came out, and we're talking, and then out of nowhere, he just went, I like Cloppy. And I was like,
I want to do Cloppy.
What? And he just, it turns out, had caught the show once when Cloppy was on, and that had caught his imagination. And out of nowhere, he just went, I like Cloppy. So what we did is I told my writers, take that, and the next time we do Cloppy, and every time we did Cloppy after that, we'd do the whole opening to Cloppy, and then a circle wipe would come up, and it would say, endorsed by Nicolas Cage. And he'd go, I like Cloppy. Without his permission.
Of course.
But I don't know why.
He was probably so flattered.
I just liked the whole concept that this sketch has been endorsed by Nicolas Cage, and then just his head comes up out of nowhere from the interview. I like Cloppy. Yeah.
I bet he loved it. I bet if you saw him again, he would maybe do the Cloppy movie if you guys figured it out.
I bet I don't even have to figure it out.
No.
I could just write something quickly on an envelope. I'll do it.
Based on a true story.
Based on a true story.
We're sued by the real Cloppy.
Cloppy's heirs come to get you. That's not how Dad was.
You misrepresented Dad.
Wasn't there a story where you were in a car with him shooting a movie and he owned the car or something?
Yes. And he did not yes, that was the day one.
Can you tell that?
It's like, hey, it's Nick. Nice to meet you. I'm like, nice to meet you. He's like, yeah, it's a great car. It's a Ferrari. He told me the exact make and the year. And he's like, I love this car. I had a car like this. I think this is my car.
Wait, this is the car you're shooting in?
Yes, the camera car, the picture car. was his car.
He had owned it before?
He had owned it. He had so many cars that he was like,
oh my God.
This looks like one of the cars that I own. Like he reaches under the seat and finds like, this is my car.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Turn your head. I have to reach over here. They told me they destroyed this car.
Oh, God.
He's owned that many that, the chances that any car he gets in, probably 50-50. He's owned it.
Yeah, he's owned it. He did it. Look, Nick Cage was a movie star back. I mean, he still is, but he was like sweet spot of movie star. He was island getting movie star.
I think he was I remember him, I think, buying a dinosaur or something. He was
Sure.
one of those guys who was buying.
Yeah, that's right.
Just crazy
like
things.
Dinosaur egg and yeah.
Yeah, I got, it's funny. I've never come close. Even if I had the money, I'd be like way too cautious to buy a dinosaur.
What's the smallest dinosaur you guys have?
It's for my wife.
Yeah.
I'm not into dinosaurs.
Yeah.
But she likes it.
It's a little baby velociraptor. It's 2 inches high. And they're quite plentiful.
Yeah, I don't want to stand out at parties.
Yeah, $75 for this petrified baby velociraptor.
Do these things appreciate or like a car? As soon as you put it in your pocket, it starts to lose value.
I'm not going to buy one dinosaur for a lot of money. I'm going to buy a lot of small dinosaurs for little money.
You're going to amortize your risk
and
across
then
the slate
hang on
of
to
dinosaurs.
them. Yeah, just hang on to them.
Yeah.
I'm not stupid, like people say.
Conan went long on dinosaurs. Did it work out? No, it didn't work out.
No.
He's ruined.
He has an ice cream truck now. Here he comes. Ding,
Here he comes.
In a shitty dinosaur museum.
You can have ice cream, or you can go in the back and look at
The Dino Museum.
the Dino Museum in the back.
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
That's a character in the Cloppy movie, by the way. He's got to be in
Look,
the
the
Cloppy
question
movie.
is, will you do the Cloppy movie if I can get Nick Cage?
I think we've seen that I'll do anything.
I just love that when it gets out that you've agreed ahead of time to the Cloppy music, your agent just screaming at you.
Right now,
Why?
they're like,
I had you all lined up for Ocean 75.
It's Conan, guys. It's Cloppy and Conan. What am I saying? No?
Yeah, look at Conan's track record in film. I mean, it's unbelievable. What track record? I don't know. I got him confused with someone else.
He's big. He intimidated me. I'm scared.
I have to say something. Every time I talk to you, it's an absolute just delight. Seriously, you're crazy talented and just, I don't know, just, and man.
Yeah.
Improv. We need from an improv team. With Don Cheadle. This would be such a good use of your time. All this being in film, I'm thinking a small improv troupe in the Valley.
Yeah, run it by your agents.
Yeah, I will. I'm sure. Oh, is that them at the door?
They're unscrewing the hinges. They're breaking it down.
Get out of there.
No, you are so smart and so funny and also such a nice person. I remember running into you and I remember you and your wife at a restaurant
and on the airplane.
That's right. But I remember running into you with my son, who knew you from and he never does this, but he was. I just got respect when we got in the car afterwards that I knew you.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And then it ended.
It was short-lived.
Yeah.
As soon as you handed that ticket to the guy, it was like, man.
And then I'm going to be calling him today. I saw Don Cheadle again. Doesn't quite work.
Dad, stop.
You're
making it creepy.
Dad, it's sad. I know where he lives. Dad.
We're in an improv team together.
Yeah.
We're going to do improv in the Valley.
He'll be here soon. Dad, we've been here for 4 hours. I know he's coming.
Oh, no.
Anyway, Don, congrats on everything. As always, you're the best, and I hope to see you soon.
Appreciate you. Thank you, guys.